So there you go. $6.50 is our 1618 target. This is part 2 of our video. We were just looking at XRP. So go check out part 1 if you haven't seen it yet. We went over all the probably the most important parts of the video. But this part is also important because we're going to look at the other coins as well. So I don't know. Maybe I might combine it all in one video. We'll see. But yeah, so there you go, $6.50. Again, you know, this is looking really good for it to break out. Now that doesn't mean it's going to happen today or tomorrow or even next week, but I think probably by next week we should at least get back to the retrace levels, if not this week, right? Maybe it could happen this week too. So we're only on Tuesday today, right? Today's only Tuesday. So, I mean, we still have plenty of time, right? So now let's take a look at the small time frames and see what we can see. Again, we were just looking at this 3-wave move. Now let's take a look at what's going on over here. All right. So first of all, this looks like a diag, and you'll see that on the smaller time frames. But basically, you have this move to the upside. So you could very well see how obviously we came down in 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's another reason I think it's done, right? You got 3 down, right? 3 down, 3 up, and then 5 down. That's a completed 3-wave move, right? So, and now you have this 5-wave move to the upside on the smaller time frames. So you can see it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like the shape of a diagonal. So now what you want from there is a 3-wave pullback. So is this A, is this B, and are we getting C? Or to me it looks a little small. The thing that I don't know is how big is this ABC gonna be, right? Because we got 5 waves, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now you need an ABC. Does the ABC have to go back below $2? I don't know. You know, that definitely would change my trading, right? Because I have some trades I would have to rebalance them. But we'll see what happens. If anything, it would probably come back down to 196 or so to 202. Right? So that's kind of the area what I would like to see it hold, right? So because you have this base, right, this little range right here, and now we're kind of playing in that same little range. So I don't want to see it go back below that, right? You also have this peak here and this bottom here. But sometimes those wave twos can be very deep, you know? So if we take a Fibonacci and we just come all the way up here, right? I don't remember if that's on log or not, but yeah, you know, so you're looking at a 50% retrace or 382. So basically 185 to 193, right in that golden ratio for a 3-wave pullback, right? Or if we don't do a 3-wave pullback, right? Well, first of all, let's talk about if we do a 3-wave pullback, how would it look? Well, that right there looks like 3 to me. So we could have 3 down, we could get 3 back up, and then we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. And it becomes 3, 3, 5, a bigger 3-wave move. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, A, B, C, wave 2, and then we can start going up. I don't think we're just going to blast off right now. I mean, we could, and the way I see it doing so is, let's zoom in here, is this wave right here. So I don't think it's finished yet, but basically you have 3 down, you have 3 up, and I would imagine you would get 3 back down. You know, you want a complete 3-wave move here. So it just doesn't look completely finished yet. It looks like there's still a story to be told here. So we just have to wait. We have to wait and see how it plays out. But in my opinion, I think we would probably need to come down to test that $2 area one more time before coming back to the upside. So my entry is, I added a little bit, but my entry is about $2. I think it's exactly like $1.99 or $2. So for the current trade, right? Because I did get in lower, but when you add to your position, you got to be careful because now your average price entry gets, it becomes it becomes bigger, right? So you want your price entry to be as low as possible. So anyway, that's XRP. That's what I think's playing out here. So just to zoom out real quick, we expect some kind of correction here. Let's just get a little correction and then start making our way back to the top, right? Once we get back up here, then I would imagine the same thing. You get a little bit of a flag or a correction and then continue higher. And that's exactly, I don't see why we couldn't do that, right? So the question is, do we fire up now or do we have to correct and then fire up later? I would probably say later. Just because like it doesn't look complete yet. But if this moves down like this, then it's going to give me that three-wave shape. And not only that, but it's going to back test these little areas in here, and that could be a good spot. So I think if we go back and revisit 202, I think the bulls need to defend it. And yeah, so that's XRP part 1 and part 2. So now let's take a look at some other charts. Like Theta looks like it's going to take the low. It doesn't look, it kind of looks like it's going to take the low. I mean, you have 3 waves up, you have 3 waves down. So maybe we don't take the low, but the way this is coming down, it looks a little bit sketchy. Especially because when we look at XRP, excuse me, when we look at XRP, you can see the difference. Like, look how massively this is coming down versus look at this. So you could tell one's definitely weak, right? But what happens is that's not going to last forever, right? What happens is an asset gets so weak that it capitulates, and then it's pretty much up from there, right? So I think we're probably going to take the low, guys, because again, what did we discuss right here? When we drop down here, this could be the low, right? And then we said, well, how do we know if it's the low? Well, we want to see it go up in 5 waves. Did we get that? No, we didn't. We only got 3, right? So what else? Okay, if we get 3, now what? Well, then we would want to get 3 back down. Did we get 3 back down? Yeah, we did. But the problem is, look how fast it's coming down. Those are 8-hour candles, and they're all red. So that's pretty bad. Is there any sequentials on here? Not yet. Let's see. Maybe let's check the 4-hour candles. 6-hour. Yeah, we had a 9, but it just kept going. So, yeah, I think it looks like it's probably gonna take the low. So if it takes the low, then we can go back to our original idea, because all we had was 3 waves here. Now we have 4 and 5. So I think that's better. Right? So we want 4 and 5, because the way we were counting it is that this could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then we want a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, but we didn't get it. You know, we didn't get it. So because it didn't, you know, did it take the high? It actually did. It actually did take the high ever so slightly. So you could theoretically say that it is a diag. But if it is, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then where's our three-way pullback? We didn't get it. We're just completely coming down. And we're right back at the lows here. So two things could happen. Number one, we hold here and we start going back up and we start building a range, building a base. Or we're going to break the low, create the divergence, then get a 5-wave move off of that, get a 3-way pullback, and then kind of continue up. And that also builds us a base, right? Because if the low gets taken, I don't think it's going to be that much of a big low. I think it's going to be a little bit further down, but I don't think it's going to completely, you know, like the way this broke down was from here to here. You can see the angle, right? So if you just stretch that out a little bit further, you know, you're looking at like something like that, like maybe 57 cents or so, right? And then we really want to see a range get built in here because I'm still expecting a major retrace. I'm expecting a major retracement to the upside, right? But it's all about these lows in here. We might have to come back into this range. You know, we back tested the range because the whole move, the whole entire theta move, right? This whole move here that we got to be a part of, that I got to go over as it was happening, all started from this little area. And that's exactly where we are now. So this is a very important area. So it wouldn't surprise me that we would have to go a little bit lower to 56 cents or so and retest that low. Because the way I look at it, we still have, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we only have 3 waves in the fifth. We need 4 and 5. I mean, we don't have to have it, but it's ideal, right? So then you would have a really complete 5-wave move. And we do have a complete 5-wave move, but this final little wave, I don't think it's completely finished yet. So 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have 4. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5. So yeah, we're really, really close. I think we're really close. You know, between that 55 and 70 cent area, I think that's where the base gets built. Otherwise, if it's just going to keep crashing, then we're going to look at this being a 1, 2, 3. But you still need 4 and 5, you know? So it's like you still need a bounce because this is a big straight move down. Like this is an A, this is a B, this is a C. That's how I know you know, it should be almost finished because C waves are typically very aggressive. Like look at the way the A came down and look at the way the C came down. The C came much faster, much harder, right? So let's see. I don't think we have any sequential on here. We had the 10-day, or the 10-day was coming up, wasn't it? No, yeah. So I think it was, yeah, the 2-week chart. Because we had the weekly. Yeah, so we have the weekly and the 2-week chart about to come on a 9 in the next 5 days, 5 to 10 days. We're going to get a 2-week 9 and a 1-week 9. So that in itself, you can see the last time we had a weekly 9 buy was over here and we created this base, right? And that was a weekly buy. And then what happened is we had these red dots and then we broke above the red dots, right? It activated the trade, but you can see it was just a retrace. So if we get another 9 here, and we do the same thing, right? Because you can see there's the 8, right? There's the 9. But look at the 9. Look at the 8. The 8 was actually the one that was the big candle to the downside. The 9 was the one that actually brought us back up. So that could play out something similar, right? You could see the base right there. You could see the 9. So here's it. If we draw a base here and then we get a 9, we could see some similar type of move to the upside. Again, otherwise, this is just going to keep pushing down. And it could totally do that. Just because you have 5 waves, it could still be pushed down, because on the weekly chart, I just have one wave. This is just all one move. So this move not might be finished yet. Even though I think it is. I think it is basically almost there. But, again, there's 2 ideas here. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, and then you have a B, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C. And then you go up. That's idea number 1. That's the bearish idea. That idea means we break down and we go lower. But that idea also means that we bottom sooner and we break out sooner, because we would have completed this whole thing, versus having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A, and then you have 3 up, you have 3 down, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. So you have this whole thing as your B, and then you come down in 5 for your C, and then you go up later on, right? So those are the 2 ideas that I'm looking at. So either we either come down like this and we finish, and then we go up, or we go up and make a bigger B wave, but then have to suffer later on in either a reaccumulation or a C wave. So, but either way you slice it or dice it, I mean, this thing is oversold. Or at least getting there on the weekly chart. The weekly chart looks pretty sad. But let's go up to like the 3-day chart here. Yeah, you could see definitely an oversold territory. The 4-day chart. But I think the 2-day chart is one of the most oversold it's ever been, ever. Except for this one over here. This one right here. So we'll see what happens. I think soon we're gonna get a retracement. Just know that. I think but we need evidence that it's bottomed. And again, when we zoom in, maybe it is. Maybe it will bottom here. What if we get 3 up and this is 3 down, and then we have to go up in 5? Becomes a bigger 3, and then we get a bigger 3 down. And that creates structure. It creates, a sideways momentum. And that doesn't, I've never even heard of sideways momentum. But the way to get momentum is to go sideways, right? But if you're falling and you bounce up quickly, that's counter momentum. That's like a basketball hitting and then bouncing up, right? Versus just getting ready to move, getting ready to pump higher. So just look out for 1, 2, 3, 4, and look out for 5. Right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So I think we're right there. So let's see how it plays. I think that's it for Theta. We talked about Siacoin in the member video. We looked at targets. I mean, that coin could be major. That could be a major winner. Just because it's got a small market cap, it's got relatively no inflation, and it's got a massive structure, right? Let me just look at it real quick. So, Siacoin, if I can, my phone, been a little awkward. No, it's SC. There we go. So yeah, this one looks pretty decent. We got a clear 5-wave move, right? And it looks like we have A, B, C, D, E. It looks like we have a nice triangle, right? And then not only that, but we were comparing it yesterday. I'll just show you real quickly to XLM, right? Notice when we look at XLM, right, we have A, B, C, D, and E, right? But if you look at D and E, you can see we had 3 waves up, we had 3 waves down, and then we exploded up, right? So if you look over here, very similar, right? A, B, C, D, E. But if you look closely, you have 3 waves up, you get 3 waves down. Just like we had 3 waves up, we had 3 waves down, right? So there's your retrace high, right? There's your low, and there's your cycle high. I mean, everything looks pretty good, you know? So you can see we're rising in here. This is a rising trend line. You can see we're rising, right? So we are expecting a big, let's get a little bit of the support built in here, and let's get a pop back to the upside. At least up to this area right in here, which, let's take a look, would be, what is that, 2.5 cents? Okay. But 2.5 cents from where we are, I mean, that's like an 8x, just to get to 2.5 cents. But if you want more of that, go check out the member video. We talked about some targets and stuff. I mean, guys, just to get back to the all-time high, you're looking at almost 3,500%. All right, that's a 35x. 1,000 is 10x. 2,000 is 20x. 3,000 is 30x. You have a 35x just to get to the all-time high. I'm not saying maybe it'll never ever get to the all-time high, but I think it has a good chance. I mean, if you look at the market cap again, it's not that much. It's less than 200 million. I think this can get up to a $10 billion market cap. Because we're looking at storage. I don't know how many other storage cryptos there are, but basically you want to rent. If I had 2 terabytes of storage and I'm not using it, I can loan it out to you and you can rent it. I don't know why you would do that, but that's how they do it. And then you can use Siacoin to pay for it. I don't know anything about Siacoin really other than that. I don't own any Siacoin. I haven't bought any Siacoin. I still don't own any. And I'm looking at it strongly. But I do want to own it, and I eventually will. But I just need the right entry. I need the right game plan. Because right now, there's still some unknowns, especially with the tariff stuff in China and all that. There could be a lot of volatility. But so far, it looks pretty decent. I mean, you got this nice 3-wave pullback here, right? So, and this 3-wave pullback took how long? Look at that. It took 1 year. This is a 1-year 3-wave pullback. Just like how this was a 1-year 3-wave move. So, we want 5 waves in here. Looks like we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So We want to create some type of base, and we want to see a retracement. I think we will. I think we'll get there. If we look at the small time frames, yeah, you could see definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got plenty of waves. 7-wave crashing structure. 7-wave crashing structure plus. Did that take the high? It didn't. I really would like to see that be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you kind of flag out in here and then keep going. We'll see. We'll see. I think that was it. AVAX looks really good though. AVAX had a nice move up. This is the one I really should have bought. Man, I think AVAX is so undervalued compared to what it actually is. I think AVAX will do very well. So will HBAR, ADA, XRP, XLM, Theta, I think, and Theta Fuel. They're all going to do good. So AVAX, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. You got a diag, right? And you got this 3-wave shape. It's shaping out. Maybe it gets a little bigger, right? And then we go higher. We'll see. Or this could be 3 down. We get 3 up, and then we get 3 back down. Becomes a bigger 3-wave move. Then we go up. So we're just, you don't really know. You have to track the wave, right? But I do like this double bottom here, right? You got 3 waves up. You got 3 waves down. That actually took the low. This is what I think Theta could do. All right, let's put up Theta real quick. Okay, so this is what I think is happening, or what could happen with Theta, something like this. See, notice how you have 3 waves up, you get 3 waves down, and it actually broke the low. All right, so this could be 3 waves up, and this could be 3 waves down, but this 3 wave down could actually break the low like this did, right there, and then shoot up in like some kind of diag shape like what it did over here. So don't let it fool you if it seems like it's breaking down hard. Yeah, so I would definitely keep an eye out for AVAX. The reason why is because AVAX has a 5-wave move. It's got a decent base down in here, same like Theta. It's got a very nice impulse, and it's got a 3-wave. This is what I wish Theta looked like. I wish Theta had a 5-wave move up. It only had a 3-wave move, but if crypto is correlated, which it is, then a rising market raises all tides. A rising tide raises all markets. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is gorgeous. You got an impulse. You got a 3-way. I mean, not just AVAX, but you look at ICP. You look at HBAR, ADA. I mean, there's a lot of them that look like this. If you have a chart that looks like this, and then you have 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. I mean, we have a completed 5-wave move here. I would imagine you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the third, right? So the question is, do we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in some kind of diag? That is possible. We'll see. But I think it's a little too big for that. So if this can just kind of if this can kind of come down a little bit more, maybe go a little bit sideways, create some structure in here, that would be great. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Something like that. ICP, it literally exactly the same. It literally exactly the same. So, yeah, same thing. We already looked at XRP, Bitcoin. Well, that 2-day candle doesn't look that good. This 2-day candle does not look good to me. I think I think the price has to come down, like I've been saying. I think it needs to come down a little bit. It's still moving to the downside. And Bitcoin is also in a diag. We had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this looks like A. This looks like B. And now it looks like we're going to get C. So I would watch this C wave, capitalize on it. Maybe we get all the way back down here, get a little bit of a bounce, get a little bit of a flag, start breaking out a little bit, and then, something like that. Or this has to come 3, 3, and then we have to come all the way down in 5. This has to be a big three-way pullback. So basically, you take this whole thing, you cut it in half, and we have to come all the way down there. Or even lower. Maybe this is the 618. So it really depends. A lot of times you have to come all the way back down to revisit the low, like this wave here. You could see it went all the way up, but then it had to come all the way back down and revisit basically the low. So if you look at this whole wave, what if that has to come all the way back to the low before it goes up? Very well could be. Very, very, very possible. But since you have all of this structure in here, right? You got all of these areas. I don't know if it's got to come all the way down there. We'll see. Because what's hanging over the head, what the cloud is hanging over our heads is Bitcoin not officially backtesting. We came very close, but we didn't nail it. We did not nail it. So, this could just drag out like this, and then, I mean, there's a lot of different shapes and sizes it can be. But the point is, what is the overall general direction? Well, I think once we established a low here, which I think we're doing now, maybe we have to come back and revisit, but ultimately we need to come and make a retracement. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I believe is going to happen. SHIB looks pretty good. Same thing with SHIB. You got a nice three-way pullback. You got 5 waves. You want to develop a base, right? You had 3 up. You had 3 down. You broke the low. It looked like it was a diag to me. Yeah, look at that. You had a double bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Exactly what we talked about, literally. So this could get a little bit deeper. We'll see. But other than that, it looks pretty decent here. Same thing with near. That's a weird looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Right? Is it not? So there you go. I think that's pretty much it. Trump coin. I have a feeling this coin is just gonna make everyone complacent, and it's just gonna like bleed and then just go straight up. Like, I don't know, like it's setting up to be kind of funny. ADA is looking a little better. It's looking a lot better because it looks like a nice flag now. It looks like we're flagging out properly now. I like it. I like the way it looks. I'll just put another one here. Yeah, that one's not that nice. That one's not that nice. Not that proportional, but And then we also have another one here. Right? And every time we've broken to the upside. So break out, flag out, break out, flag out, break out, flag out. So all ultimately you want to go sideways like we did over here, like we did over here, right? And then we want to pop out of there. We have 3 waves down, we have 3 waves up, and we have 1, 2, 3 waves back down. Question is, are we going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down? Because the C wave can always be 5. That's always the tricky part. We'll see. So far, I don't think we will, because it's pretty strong. You know, it's still, you know, you're kind of flagging a little bit here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll see. You know, it looks decent. You know, I really want an ABC here, but I just feel like it's too small. I feel like it should be a little bigger like this and then go up. You know, just take its time and get a little bit bigger. You know, so maybe this week we just kind of chill out, consolidate, range, and then next week we set up for the big move. Yeah, I think that's it. Litecoin. You know, you got a 5-wave move on Litecoin too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So typically you got to flag out and then, you know, so it's all the same. It's really the same. So anyway, that'll do it for this video. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I will catch you guys on the next one.